This is just a quick warm-up over the Chapter 5, the first miniature test we're doing. So the first one, we have 30 over t is equal to 18 over r. Now you can write this in several different ways, but the main thing is that they all will be equal to each other as long as the cross multiplying will also be the same. So 30 and r multiplied together, and t and 18 multiplied together. So they took the t over the r, and so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the 30 over the 18. Now again, there's several other ways they can write it, but then if you double check, t times 18 is equal to 30 and r. So the t and the 18 are multiplied together, and the 30 and the r are multiplied together. And like I said, they could have done 18 over 30 is equal to r over t, so 18 and t, 30 and r. There's several other ways they can write that as well. You can always double check with that cross multiplication. You don't even have to actually multiply it out. You can just set it up to see that. So now we're solving for x, y, and z. The biggest thing, the first thing we have to find is the ratio. So this one is the 9 and this one is 6. It doesn't matter how you write this. Just like I said on the last one, there's several different ways. But I like to stay, I think it's easier to stay organized by putting the small over the big one. So we're going to have 6 over 9. And that's equal to, and we're going to use that for all the rest of these. So let's use that then for, we have x and 12. So we have x in the small one, 12 in the big one, and cross multiply that. So we end up with 6 times 12 is equal to 9 times x. 6 times 12 is 72, is equal to 9x, divided by 9, divided by 9. So we have x is equal to 8. So we can do that same thing now and solve for y. And for y, we have, this is y and this is 6, so the small one goes on top, the 6 goes on top, then y. So we end up with 6y is equal to, 9 times 6 is 54. By both sides by 6, we get y is equal to 9. And now to solve for z, z is this little section, So the small one on top, the big one on bottom is z. So 6z is equal to 9 times 3.5 is 31.5. You divide both of those by 6, you get 5.25. If you get decimals or fractions, if I were you, I would leave them as decimals and I would round to 2 decimal places. Make sure you're rounding to 2 decimal places, please. So then we have a couple other problems like this where we're solving for x or y. Now there's a couple different ways to do this problem. You could either look at x over 8 is equal to 12, sorry, 12 would be the bottom. But then the whole length is 24 and this one's x. So you could say this is 24 minus x because that's just this smaller length here. If you want to do it that way, 24 minus x. Or you could look at it as this whole thing is 24, so this whole thing is 20. So you could look at it that way. So we have x over 8 is equal to x over 8 is equal to 20 on the bottom and 24. And cross multiply from here. So we have 20x is equal to 8 times 24. So that's 20x is equal to 192. Divide both sides by 20. X is equal to 9.6. Same thing with this one. There's a couple other things you can do, but I think the way they were listed out, it's easier to go 30 over 84, so the small one over the big one, is equal to the small one 50 over 16x minus 4. So when we cross multiply, we have 30 times 16x minus 4. Make sure you distribute that. 50 times 84. 30 times 16 is 480x minus 4 times 30 is 120, is equal to 50 times 84 is 4200. Add 120. 480x is equal to 4320 divided by 480. Run that room. Is 9. So this one, x is equal to 9. And this last one, the same type of thing. We have 2x plus 6 over 7 is equal to 40 over 10. So 10 times 2x plus 6 is equal to 7 times 40, which is 20x plus 60 is equal to 280. And solve this like normal. $220 divided by 20 is 11. So then we'll do a couple story problems quick. The perimeter of a vegetable garden is 56. That's the perimeter. If the ratio of the length to the width is 2 to 3, how wide is your garden? So we've done enough of these that hopefully you know if the ratio is 2 to 3, it's going to be 2x to 3x. And the length goes with the 2 because I listed that first. Length goes with the 2, width goes with the 3. So this is length and width. So the perimeter is when you add all of them together, so 2x and 3x since it's a rectangle. So 2x plus 3x plus 2x plus 3x is equal to 56. If you add those together, that is 10x. Divide both sides by 10. You get x is equal to 5.6. Now here's the thing. A lot of times they're asking you for the length and the width. So it says how wide is the garden? So we need to look at this one, plug that in there. And I've missed this several times where I find x, but I don't actually plug it back in. Make sure you plug it back in if it asks you. The test will ask you to. So the width is 16.8. If you want to find the length, plug it in there. That'd be 11.2. But it only asks for the width for this one. How wide? There we go. Now this is very similar, except for now they're talking about a triangle instead of a rectangle. And it's 3 to 6 to 8. So again, same thing, 3x to 6x to 8x. And the perimeter is 85. So 3x plus 6x plus 8x is equal to 85. Add those together, 3 plus 6 plus 8 is 3 plus 6 plus 8. 17x is equal to 85. Divide both sides by 17. X is equal to 5. And then they say find the length of the shortest side. Well, the shortest side is going to be the one with the smallest number. So 3 times 5 is 15. If you wanted to find this one, that'd be 30 and 40. Make sure you're paying attention to what they're asking for. Princeton and Springfield are 55 kilometers from each other. How far apart would the cities be on a map if the scale is 1 centimeter to 5 kilometers? So this is the map to the actual. So we have 1 centimeter on the map is 5 actual kilometers. And it is actually 55 kilometers then in the actual. So what is the centimeters on the map? Well, 1 times 55 is equal to 5 times x. Divide by 5. You end up getting 11. So that's 11 centimeters on the map. Now again, remember, if you ever aren't sure how to do that, most of the time you'll be able to put your centimeters on top and your kilometers on bottom, or your inches on top, miles on bottom, something like that. Lance the alien is 5 foot tall. His shadow is 8 feet long. So I have the alien 5 feet. His shadow is 8 feet. At the same time of day, there's a tree right here, and its shadow is 32 feet long. So how tall is that tree? Well, again, now we have a ratio where we have the alien and the tree. And again, there's several ways to do this one. It might not be a bad idea to do the objects in the shadow as well. You could do that too. But the alien is 5 foot tall, and the shadow is 8 foot long. And the tree is X feet tall, and its shadow is 32 feet long. Now again, wouldn't be a bad idea. I would maybe say the object and the shadow. So the object is 5, its shadow is 8. The object is X, its shadow is 32. Either way, it's all going to be the same when you multiply that stuff out. So we have 5 times 32 is equal to 8 times X. 5 times 32 is 160, equal to 8X, divided by 8. X is 20. So that's how tall that tree is. So hopefully that didn't take too long. I know it went pretty quickly, but it should just be a warm-up for you guys to see. Good luck on your test. If you have any questions, make sure you're emailing me and asking.